We are only a month into the new year, and already the women's division is on fire, although that should be no surprise. We started off January with the first ever Women's Royal Rumble, which not only was the first in of itself, they main evented one of the biggest pay-per-views in wrestling history. If you asked me that 3 years ago, I don't think even the women would say that they never saw that coming. Asuka obviously won that. But we had the return of some legends, but another big step in the women's revolution was at the end of that pay-per-view, where Ronda Rousey made her WWE debut. I know there's a lot of rumors about it, but she didn't say what she wanted. She just pointed at that WrestleMania sign. Now, Ronda is arguably one of the greatest women's MMA fighters of all time, so to have her signed to WWE, which she now is, for multi-year contract, is crazy. So she is another one that's just adding to the women's revolution. Speaking of one of the greatest of all time, we have a brand new signing, which should come as no surprise, of Candice LeRae, one of the greatest female or male wrestlers today. Now, she's going to be in NXT with her husband, Johnny Gargano, but I imagine her being on the main roster pretty soon, because I would love to see her in any kind of match with any of the girls on the main roster. But, Asuka, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Charlotte, who doesn't want to see that? Now, the women are going to continue to make history this year, because they are now going to be competing the Raw women in the first ever Raw Women's Elimination Chamber. You can do that in WWE 2K18, so you guys are a little behind the times. But again, who would have thought a couple of years ago that would have been a possibility? It's going to be Alexa Bliss. We know she's one of the participants because she's going to be defending her title. We don't know who the other participants are going to be. I'd like to see Nia Jax, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and I've heard a couple of the other ones thrown around. I'd kind of like to see Sonya Deville, because I think, if anything, that would be her element. But I am just, as a women's wrestling fan, pretty much on top of the world right now. So, what else can we have? What other first can there be? We've already had a Hell in a Cell. What about a TLC? A women's TLC match? You never know. We've had an I Quit match before. We've had women main event the Royal Rumble. Will they main event WrestleMania? I don't see that coming this year. But, honestly, in the next 5 years, I can see that happening, because women have just taken a giant leap forward, and they deserve it, especially this crop of women. They truly deserve the spotlight, and they are getting what they deserve. Now, I would love to see more high-profile signings of some of the top women's wrestlers in the world. I know Jazzy Gabbert, I believe, she was alpha female. I know a lot of people wanted her signed. I don't know what's going on with that. She'd be an amazing signing. Really, anybody from the Mae Young Classic, they're all top-notch talents, so to see them on the main roster, I would love to see that, or even in NXT within the next year. So, that's all I got for today. What would you like to see the women compete in? What kind of, history-making match would you like to see women compete in? You can comment down below. Follow me. I got all that stuff down below. Side note, I am from New England, but I hate the Patriots. So go Eagles, and I will see you next week.